Hello guys, welcome to this video where I'm going to attempt to predict the final standings of the 2026 Premier League of Darts. So if you guys want to get involved and join in, then please leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to go through what I think is going to happen. We're going to have a little chat about things, and we're just going to go from the bottom up to the top, with the top being the person who I think is going to win the group stage standard, or the sort of the first stage of the Premier League, and it's going to go into finals night at seed number 1. So anyway, let's get into this video. Hope you do enjoy it. Leave a like on it and subscribe to the Darts Corner YouTube channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Anyway, let's get on with it. So at number 8, I have gone for Stephen Bunting. I think Stephen Bunting is probably the weakest player of the 8, and I think after last year, he didn't have the greatest Premier League of all time. So my number 8 is going to be Stephen Bunting. I think a lot of people are probably going to copy me on this one as well. I think he's probably the weakest player at the moment in the Premier League. Didn't have a very good Worlds. He's done all right, but not amazing. And yeah, after everything that happened last year in the World Championships with the whole People's Champ thing, I think Bunting is probably going to be feeling it a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But my number 8, my person who I think is going to finish bottom of the table, is unfortunately Stephen Bunting. Next up, the 7th place, the person who I think is going to finish 7th in the 2026 Premier League of Darts. I've gone for Johnny Clayton. Now, I kind of feel bad putting him down this list, but to be completely honest, this list is so strong that someone's got to finish there, and for me, it's Johnny Clayton. I think he's had a great time. He did well at the Worlds. He's a good dart player. He's sort of like that 95 to 100 average player for the most part, but in the Premier League nowadays, it's going to be a difficult time for Johnny Clayton. I think he's going to win games. I think he's going to do well. I don't think he's going to win any nights. I think there's a chance that he does, but realistically, I don't think he's going to win any nights. I think that's probably the reason why I've put Johnny Clayton so low down on this list. But my number 7, unfortunately, is Johnny Clayton. But in at number 6, we've gone for another Welshman. I've gone for Gerwyn Price. Now, I know Gerwyn Price seems to do really well at these Premier Leagues, but I just think there are better players in this. I just think there are people who are going to perform, who are going to outperform Gerwyn Price. I think he's going to do well. He might win a week here and there. He might win one in Wales. Always seems to do well when he goes home. But I think Gerwyn Price is going to finish at number 6, and that might be a little bit of a shock to some people. But to be honest, the 5 players above him, I think, are all in better form than Price at the moment. So it's a difficult one to make this video. It's hard to predict where I think people are going to finish, and to put Price at 6 does seem a bit outrageous. But again, like I've said, the standard of this is so high that I don't think that's an awful place for him to go. I think obviously Price is going to be looking at the top 4 along with every single player in this Premier League, but people aren't going to make it. Half of them aren't going to make it to the top 4. So for number 6, I've gone with Gerwyn Price. Now, number 5, I think this one might shock a few people. I have gone for number 5. I've gone for Luke Humphries. I think Luke Humphries misses out on finals night this Premier League. I just think after last year, I think he loses to Gian van Veen in the World Championship final. He's playing some good stuff. He's still probably the 2nd or 3rd best dart player in the world, but this is a very different format. It's difficult to sort of get a foothold in the Premier League unless you're Luke Littler, who just seems to cruise it every single time. But it's going to be difficult for everyone involved. And I think Luke Humphries, he's got Josh Rock coming in. He's got Gian van Veen coming in. He's got Michael van Gerwen, who's starting to find a bit of form. He's got Luke Littler, who seems to have his number quite a lot in the past sort of 12 months or so. It's going to be difficult for Luke Humphries. It's going to be difficult for everyone. But Luke Humphries, for me, I think he finishes 5th. I think if he has a reasonable start, he's got a decent chance of doing well. But I think if he starts a little bit slow and he doesn't get out of the blocks as well as people are kind of expecting him to do, then he could be in a little bit of trouble. But it's going to be interesting to see how Humphries gets on. But yeah, I've put Humphries at number 5. Anyway, at number 4, I have gone for Gian van Veen. I think he is going to come into this with a lot of confidence after making the Worlds finals. I think he's in a really good form at the moment, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited to see Van Veen play. I think he's going to have the crowd on his side quite often. I think there's a lot of confidence is going to come off the back of how he reacts to the crowd, and I think the crowd are going to like to see him there. It's the first time he's been there. I think he just scrapes in the top 4. I'm putting him at number 4. But yeah, Van Veen. I'm looking forward to seeing how Van Veen gets on. I think it could be a really, really interesting one. For me, Van Veen is like, he's either going to finish 4th or 8th. So for me, it's like, he's either going to do all right, or he's not going to do very well at all. But I'm backing him. I'm going that he does all right. Anyway, at number 3, I have gone for Michael van Gerwen. I just think Michael van Gerwen just thrives in these sort of situations. Everyone keeps saying he's back, he's not back, is he back? It's like Lord Voldemort all over again. But Michael van Gerwen, for me, I think consistency, and I think over the course of a long period of time, a lot of weeks, I think Michael van Gerwen is growing in confidence at the moment. As and when he plays darts, he seems to be getting more and more confident. He did lose out in the Worlds to Gary Anderson, but it was a really, really good game of darts, and he's just won the Bahrain Darts Masters. I think he just won the Bahrain Darts Masters as well, which is great for him. And yeah, I think Van Gerwen's coming into this with a decent amount of form. I think even if he starts slow, I think he'll end strong, and I think it'll be interesting to see how Van Gerwen gets on in this one. And in number 2, I have gone for Josh Rock. This is his debut. I just think Josh Rock is going to absolutely thrive. I think he's going to love every second of the Premier League. I think he's going to beat big players. I think he's going to hit 9 darters. I think he's going to hit 170s. I just think he's going to perform way better than I think most people think he's going to do all right, but I think he's going to do exceptionally well, and I'm backing him to finish 2nd in the Premier League of Darts this year, and potentially even make a final after that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Josh Rock this year. I think he's got a lot to give. I think he's coming into some really, really good form at the right time. Obviously, he did just lose to Justin Hood at the Worlds, but that was a bit of a freak game, to be honest. Justin Hood didn't miss a double until he'd hit 11 in a row. It was just one of those games where sometimes you run into the wrong person at the wrong time, and I think Josh handled it very, very well. I thought Josh played the game well as well. I thought he played all right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Josh Rock gets on. I'm backing Josh Rock to finish 2nd in the Premier League. And number 1, Luke Littler. I just can't not put him at the number 1 of every single list ever. At the moment, he is the best dart player in the world right now. There are people talking about him potentially being one of the greatest dart players of all time. He's 18 years old. He's going to love the Premier League this year. He's going to go into it back-to-back world champion. I think he probably wins a 1/3 or a 1/4 of the nights. I think he comfortably finishes top, and he's just so good at darts. It's unbelievable. If he keeps this form, I don't see how anyone beats Luke Littler, or at least over this amount of time. I don't see how Luke Littler doesn't finish top of the Premier League this year. He's just that much better than everyone else. I think he'll lose games. I think people will outplay him. I think he'll run into some really, really difficult matches. I think he'll get beat. I think there might even be a few games where he loses and barely even wins a leg. But I think overall, the consistency of Luke Littler is unbelievable, and I'm backing Luke Littler to finish top of the Premier League in 2026. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Write your own lists in the comments. I'd love to see everyone's opinions, and maybe give me a few ideas as to why you think certain players are going to finish in certain areas. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it, and don't forget, leave a like on it, subscribe to the Darts Corner YouTube channel, and yeah, anyway, see you in the next one. Goodbye.